Their friends, the future of Novak, and Damon's relationship in Chicago Fire Season 14. As Chicago Fire heads into its 14th season, fans are eager to see whether Lizzie Novak and Jack Damon's complicated dynamic will evolve into something more, or if the show will keep them in the frustrating, yet delicious, realm of unresolved tension. The series has a long history of teasing romantic pairings before finally delivering, and Novak and Damon seem poised to be the next couple to follow that pattern. But with new potential love interests in the mix, including Chicago Med's John Frost, the path forward is anything but clear. The slow burn continues. One of Chicago Fire's greatest strengths is its ability to build emotional stakes over time, and Novak and Damon's relationship has all the makings of a classic slow burn romance. Their initial friendship, the charged flirtation, and the eventual one-night stand that left Damon pulling away have set the stage for a compelling back and forth. Damon's hesitation makes sense. He's wary of complicating their working relationship, especially in the high-stakes environment of Firehouse 51. But as viewers know, the best Chicago Fire couples often start with professional boundaries that eventually crumble under the weight of undeniable chemistry. Jocelyn Houghton's comments about not knowing where the writers will take the relationship only add to the intrigue. If even the actors are in the dark, fans can expect plenty of twists and turns. The fact that Damon low-key broke up with her, as Houghton put it, doesn't necessarily mean their story is over. Far from it. In the world of Chicago Fire, breakups and makeups are part of the journey, and Damon's reluctance could simply be setting up a deeper emotional payoff down the line. The John Frost wildcard. Adding another layer to the equation is Darren Barnett's Chicago Med character, John Frost. His crossover appearances have already sparked speculation among fans, particularly after he joined Novak and Ritter for dinner. A classic One Chicago setup for future romantic developments. Houghton's acknowledgement of the fan shipping between Novak and Frost suggests the writers are at least aware of the possibility, even if nothing is set in stone. A potential Novak-Frost pairing could serve multiple purposes. It would deepen the Chicago universe's interconnectivity, provide fresh storylines outside of Firehouse 51, and force Damon to confront his feelings if he sees Novak moving on. However, given Chicago Fire's tendency to prioritize in-house relationships, think Brettsey, Stellaride, and even the now-defunct Dawsey, Damon still feels like the more likely endgame. That said, Frost's presence could be the perfect catalyst to push Damon out of his indecision, filling the void left by Carver and Violet. With Jake Lockett's Carver reportedly exiting after Season 13, Chicago Fire will need a new central romantic tension to keep fans invested. Carver and Violet's will-they/won't they arc had its moments, but with his departure looming, the show may be setting up Novak and Damon as the next major couple to root for. Houghton's enthusiasm for a drawn-out long situation suggests she's ready to embrace the slow burn approach, which aligns perfectly with the show's history of letting relationships simmer before boiling over. If the writers commit to Novak and Damon as Season 14's primary romantic storyline, they'll need to navigate the delicate balance of keeping the tension alive without frustrating viewers. Damon's reasons for hesitating, fear of workplace fallout, past relationship baggage, are valid, but at some point, the show will need to either push them together or decisively move them apart. Given Chicago Fire's track record, the former seems more probable. What's next for Novak and Damon? So where could Season 14 take these two? Here are a few possibilities. The jealousy factor. If Frost starts showing more interest in Novak, Damon might realize he's not as okay with their just friends arrangement as he thought. A well-timed moment of jealousy could force him to admit his true feelings. A near-death realization. Chicago Fire loves using life-or-death situations to spur emotional breakthroughs. If one of them is injured in a call, the other's panic could reveal deeper attachment than either expected. The third-party push, Ritter, ever the perceptive friend, could play mediator, calling Damon out on his avoidance and pushing him to stop overthinking things. The time jump, If season 14 picks up months later, we might find that Novak and Damon have been quietly seeing each other off-screen, only to reveal it in a surprise moment, much like Brett and Casey's initial secrecy.